OKFM 101.7.
Hey Irene, Yamakwaba.
Abeku mijo sumdasi.
Vivian Boko.
Yaminado.
Where have you been?
Where?
My birthday be a show. Yeah, best 6-7. I mean, I think the last time not the late Ebony,
yes,
yourself, I called Kwabena.
Yes.
Okay, for see your party.
Yes.
Because you endorse us, sir.
Yeah, and also, sir, we are very special February ones. Sir.
Yeah, the 1st January for special. All right, so Irene Logan, ye name sir, we a soul artist, we artists are to in fact R&B, Afro pop, and Afro music, and even opera. You know, the late former president Eyase Ubeto Nyom. It's say when you want to the American Nyoma ye to heaven nibisa. Said the Edibo. Afedi TSA Irene Logan is now a gospel artist and a minister of the gospel. Is that true?
Yes, Pauchai. Very true.
And the old songs on I am Bobby Mana.
Media minimo.
Sir.
Say you still play it.
Oh yeah, but
but at least Uboa Mumbo new ones. So that it completes.
Into one casa old songs on for me view.
No. That chapter for me is closed.
Wow.
Yes.
Not even for $1 million.
$1 million is a sikakitwa. Anna.
No, I just want to me person me who identity na enyuma one kasa wo ye and at the time I wo ye unim say why enyompa but se see awa be Christ inti no sa nyom no umpe bio e den na ye wrong e wo enyuma why ye twam no.
Okay, like you said, at the time that I did it, you know, I liked it. That was the space that I was in. But Sisiano, the Bible says that, you know, a new creation, all things are passed away and I'm new. That's the whole essence of being born again. It was a time in my life, and I'm not saying that the songs I did were evil or I hate them. No, that's not what I'm saying. This is just the new chapter of discovering my true purpose on earth. And for me, that is most important than fame or any other songs I did before.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. Lord Kenya, now evangelist. Nana Kuntinghine, now evangelist and prophet.
Wow.
Now says they don't want to have anything to do with their music that they did before knowing Christ or having encounter with Christ. So tell us about your encounter with Christ. Paul was on his way to Damascus. Irene Logan, is she a Christ's way?
Yes. So, Paucho, I want to speak English a bit because
no
when I come here, then my tree is intimidated because in a Beku country,
No problem.
Yes. Okay. So I'm from a Christian background. I grew up in the church, you know. But in my early 20s, when I once started the future, I wanted to explore. I wanted to experience the world a bit because I had been very sheltered, and also. I think that also was a part of my journey to get me to where I am right now. But if you guys paid attention, you could see that I was not operating in my best capacity in that side of my life, because if you realize there was a lot of breaks, it's like people didn't really understand what was going on with Irene. I even met Abeku sometimes. I was like, what is happening? What's happening with you? Yes, I was going through a lot of uncertainties because I knew I had the calling on my life from a very young age. I knew it, but I was running away from it because I felt like if you are a Christian, you know, young girl, a Christian, you can't have fun. Your life will be boring. So I wanted to have quote unquote fun. But God never left me. He kept making it, let me say, things were really difficult for me emotionally, psychologically, and even in the secular world. I couldn't really thrive. It's like I was going around in circles. I will try. It looks like something is about to happen. I remember I almost got a deal from Sunny Music back in the day. I was going to be signed around the time that Lucky Dube died, but because of that death, the whole thing was cancelled. A lot of things happened, were almost happening for me, and then it won't happen. And I went through depression, just running away from my true calling. So it was this day that I was alone in my house, going through a lot, because nothing was working for me, and nothing at all in the industry. My songs were not reaching where I wanted it to reach. I was not getting shows. It's like nothing was working. So I was sitting in my house, just crying to God, and I had an encounter with Him. He impressed the song on my spirit. Shirley Caesar's "You May Not Know How, You May Not Know When, He Will Do It Again." And I went to church within that week, asking God to give me a clear understanding of the direction He wanted me to go. Even though I knew it, but I still wanted confirmation from Him. So I went to church. We had a guest preacher at the time. I sat in the front seat, and I prayed that the man will minister to me, call me, and give me a word. But after his sermon, he didn't call me. I was disappointed. So we stood up for benediction, and right before he gave the benediction, he turned, looked at me, and called me to the front and asked me, "What do you do?" And I said, "I sing." And he said, "Okay, so do you sing or do you minister?" And I was just looking at him. He said, "Okay, well, those who sing are, they get fame and what's not, but those who minister are blessed by God." So he said, "Kneel down." And he anointed me. He said, "I anoint you a minister of the gospel." Now, it wasn't because like, oh, a pastor told you are supposed to be a minister, so you became a minister. It's something that I already knew, that was already inside of me. And I just needed that confirmation. And that moment for me, something broke. And that was the day that I surrendered. And after that day, I vowed never to look back.
Wow, what an encounter.
OKFM 101.7.